Jack B. Scott, the son of one of Ford's employees, documented the story of Steinmetz charge of $10,000 for fixing a massive generator that broke down at Henry Ford's River Road plant in the Life magazine of 1965. The $10,000 was invoiced as $1 for marking the trouble spot and $9,999 for knowing where to mark. Charles Protos Stemmes, born 1965, died 1923, was an engineer, a genius with brilliant mind in electrical engineering. One of the greatest scientific minds of his era, he was a friend to Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and Thomas Edison. The generator broke down and none of Ford's own engineers could figure out the problem. So Ford called in Steinmetz. When he arrived, Steinmetz asked for only three things: a notebook, a pencil, and a cut. He spent 2 days and nights listening to the machine and jotting down calculations. Finally, the engineer asked for a ladder, a tape, and a piece of chalk. He climbed up the generator, took a few measurements, and marked his spot with an X. He now requested Ford engineers to remove the panel, unwind the coil exactly where he marked X, and take out 16 tons of wire. They did, and the generator roared back to life. A few days later, he sent a bill of $10,000 to Henry Ford. Ford, surprised by the amount, asked for itemized invoice, to which Steinmetz replied, marking the spot with a chalk, $1, and knowing where to mark, $9,999. Henry Ford paid the bill without a second thought. Knowledge is power, particularly when used to meet the need of mankind. Welcome to Success Digest, where we analyze and discuss the ingredients needed for your financial independence, leading you to a life of prosperity and abundance. My name is Kayode Enrighton, the publisher of Success Digest video series, the journals, and the CEO, Kenny's Consult Limited, a financial service firm that is based in London. My discussion with you today is access to success. Access to success. Access is the means or opportunity to approach or enter a place. It is the right or opportunity to use or benefit from something. A good example is the staircase, giving you the access to the upper floor. Your own access to success is the means by which you are to become a success in life. I need to let you know that this is unique to you alone, as your fingerprint is unique to you. What is this access that is unique to you? It is giving and sharing yourself to the world. It is giving and sharing services, giving and sharing your knowledge to the world. Life is an exchange of service. When you give quantitative service, you get quantitative reward. It involves transmuting your skill, your talent and knowledge into its financial reward, which is money. The key to a successful completion of a task is the ability to undertake the process leading to its completion. It is the manual of doing it. Manufacturer, while rolling out its finished product, always accomplish it with the manual, showing the process of assembling the product or the process of its use to achieve the purpose of its purchase. Neglect the manual and the new product becomes useless. So also is the performance of a task. It has its own how to do, its own manual. The ability to perform the task needed is the access to the successful completion of the task. Having the ability involves the acquisition of knowledge, and not only the acquisition but the application of the knowledge that is acquired. When I say application, what I mean is rendering of service, doing your work based on your acquired skill. This again is contingent upon doing the work that you love. Work which one does merely for the sake of earning a living is seldom liked. More often, it is disliked or even hated. When engaged in work which one loves, a man may labor for an unbelievable long period of hours without becoming fatigued. Work that a man dislikes or hates brings fatigue very quickly. A man's endurance, therefore, depends very largely on the extent to which he likes, dislikes, or loves that which he is doing. A man is most efficient and will more quickly and easily succeed when engaged in work that he loves or work that he performs on behalf of some person whom he loves. Whenever the elements of love enter into any task that one performs, the quality of the work becomes immediately improved and the quality increased without a corresponding increase in the fatigue caused by the work. When a man is engaged in work that he loves, it is no hardship for him to do more work and better work than that for which he is paid. And for this reason, every man owes it to himself to do his best to find the sort of work that he likes best. This comes by engaging in the work of your heart desire. We have the power to control our thoughts. The ether in which this our heart floats, in which we move and have our being, is a form of energy moving at an inconceivably high rate of vibration. And the ether is filled with a form of universal power which adapts itself to the nature of the thoughts we hold in our minds and influences us in natural ways to transmute our thoughts into their physical equivalent. This is why we are the master of our fate, the captain of our souls. Unfortunately, this power makes no attempt to discriminate between destructive thoughts and constructive thoughts. It urges us to translate into physical reality thought of poverty just as quickly as it will influence us to act upon thoughts of riches. Our brains become magnetized with the dominating thought which we hold in our minds and by means with which no man is familiar. These magnets attract to us the forces, the people, the circumstances of life which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. Before we can accumulate riches in great abundance, we must magnetize our mind with intense desire for riches, that we must become money conscious until the desire for money drives us to create definite plans for acquiring it. We are the master of our fate, the captain of our souls. This brings me to the law of increasing returns. I'm going to begin my analysis by showing how nature uses this law on behalf of farmers. The farmer carefully prepares the ground, then sow his wheat or corn and wait for the law of increasing returns bring back the seed he has sown plus manifold increase. But for this law, man will perish because he could not make the soil produce sufficient food for his existence. Let us now apply this law of increasing returns to the service that we render, to the end that it may yield returns in excess of or out of proportion to the effort that we put forth. Henry Ford, yes, the same Henry Ford, was not playing the part of a philanthropist, but taking advantage of a sound business principle where he introduced his famous $5 a day minimum wage scale at a time when half of that was what the prevailing wage scale in the car making industry in America. This probably yielded him greater returns in both dollars and goodwill than any other single policy ever inaugurated at the Ford plant. By paying more wages than the average, he received more services and better services than the average. At a single stroke, working at Ford plant attracted the best labor on the market and placed a premium upon the privilege of working in his plant. Personally, I coined this the principle of giving and sharing, which has never improvised anybody but rather enriched its practitioner. This is the principle behind charity, and it is love principle, which always attracts reward more than the effort expended. Billionaires such as Warren Buffett, who donated more than half of his fortune to philanthropic causes, know what he is doing. He is not wasteful, neither is he a fool. Specifically, he has given away over $60 billion to Gates Foundation and Ford Family Foundations. In 2022, Ford Wealth Team published that America's most generous billionaires have given away a collective $169 billion in their lifetime. Warren Buffett tops the list. The interesting thing is that they continue to get richer as they do so. When you give and share yourself to humanity, you are exhibiting love to the world. The hand of a giver is always on top, and he who gives roses always have a bit of the fragrance remaining in his hand. Giving is not necessarily the sharing of money, but sharing of services and knowledge. Go and check the life and time of late Mother Teresa, and you will understand me better. Your access to success is the giving and the sharing also of yourself to the world around you, because the reward that will become accrued to you will be far, far more than the effort expended. Plant your act of love through service, and you will be overwhelmed with joy coming back to you as reward in the form of harvest. Givers do not lack in any endeavor in life. One of the leading retailers in Chicago some time ago stands today as a monument for the ability to apply the law of increasing returns. A customer bought an expensive lace dress at this retailer shop but did not wear it 2 years later. She gave it to her niece as a wedding present. The niece quietly returned the lace dress to the shop for another item in the shop, despite the fact that it has been taken away for more than 2 years and was then out of style. Not only did the shop took it back, but it was taken back without any argument. The item was thrown to the bargain corner of the shop and was sold for whatever price it could bring. The shop may not lose much on the dress, but it actually profited by the transaction to an extent that cannot be measured in mere dollars. The niece who returned the lace dress knew that she was not entitled to a rebate. Therefore, when the shop gave her what she was not entitled, the transaction won her as a permanent customer. And not only that, she became the advertiser for the shop free of charge, spreading the news of the fair treatment she received far and wide. When you do only that for which you are paid, there is nothing out of the ordinary. But when you willingly do more than that for which you are paid, your action attracts the favorable attention of all who are affected by that transaction and goes another step toward establishing a reputation that will eventually set the law of increasing returns to work on your behalf. For this reputation will create a demand for your services far and wide. Performing a task more than what you are paid for sets the law of increasing returns into motion. For the recipient, we soon get into the habit of calling on you for service. But please, watch out for users and time wasters. These are enemies of progress. The giving and sharing yourself is your means of becoming a success in life. The knowledge that you have, your skill and talent, when you give it to the world and share it, gives you a reward called success. STEM's knowledge of where the problem of the generator is and which fault engineers could not locate gave him $9,999 out of $10,000, leaving only $1 for marking the spot. Get the knowledge, apply it to solve the problem of the world, and you have the key that opens the door of your success, the door of your temple of success. It is he who have the key to a door that will open it, not he who have the strength. I'm going to stop here due to constraint of time. If you want a one-to-one discussion on your access to your success or any of my previous videos, please feel free to contact us at Kenneth Consult Limited and allow us to discuss with you more enlightenments and ingredients needed for becoming financially independent. We are the financial experts that specializes in financial management. We will invest your fund on financial instruments for you at stock exchange and manage it for you thereafter. Let us continue to travel together on this journey of success through the path of wisdom, to be informed, to be transformed, and not to be informed, to be deformed. I'm still Kayode Enright, and I can be reached on 07427942000 or 07951775255. Better still, visit our website, kennisconsultlimited.uk. Kennis Consult Limited.uk. If you are blessed by this video, please subscribe to it, share it, and like it. Also, visit our blog on YouTube for more of our videos. Please continue to enjoy your success.
Welcome to Success Digest, where you obtain ingredients for your financial abundance and financial wellness and be fully financially independent. Let us travel together on this our journey of success through the path of wisdom. To be informed is to be transformed. Not to be informed is to be deformed. Success Digest leads you to financial independence.